welcome to Happy Place Crafting, crafting therapy for the soul. I hope you all are doing terrific. I am doing just great. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, yeah. and today's the day we get over the hump, right? So, it's raining here, but so many places aren't getting rain that I'm not going to complain because rain is good, right? Too much rain isn't great. It's kind of been raining here all week, but I'm not going to complain about it. It is what it is. So today is day 24 of Dear Prompts. Prompt cards plus art play equals a journal or a journal page or a card or whatever you want to make it. Let's look. Isn't she cute? She's so cute. All right. Let's draw our prompts. Getting down to the nitty gritty again. I've already got October's prompts ready. Let's do 3. Today's the 3rd day. Well, kind of. Not really, but it kind of is. Let's do that. Action. Element. Let's just do that one because I've been putting it off because it's got that little brad right there and I'm not sure what it is. I don't really remember because my memory is like a sieve and as quick as it goes in, it goes back out. All right, let's zoom in and check out and see what we're going to be working with today. Okay, so the colors, are a quilt. I love that. I love that for us. I love that. Okay. Oh, the action is watercolor. All right, it's doable. I haven't watercolored in a minute, so that's... Ah, the element is brads. Too bad we didn't know that one yesterday. Ooh, and the make is an accordion fold. Oh, good Lord. That one's throwing me for a whopper. An accordion fold. Okay. Well, we gotta figure this one out. Dang, I wish I remember how. I remember last time when we had accordion fold that Dawn did something kind of pretty clever with it, and I can't remember what it was now. The rest of them I'm not too worried about, but this one bothers me a little bit. An accordion fold. I gotta think about how I want to do this. Let's use some of our paper from our new kit. Purple Rain or Shine, because I know that there's some really pretty quilts in here. In purple, gosh, can't go wrong with that. Okay, Purple Rain or Shine. Here we go. They're both released now. A was released on Monday. B was released on Tuesday. Oh, I love this one. Really, I love all of them. Oh, I love this one too. It's so yummy. It's just so yummy. Oh, I just love it. Look at this one. I love it too. And that one. And that one. I love them all. It's so hard to pick. It's like picking a favorite child. Like, look at that. I love that too. Okay, we've got to figure out how we're going to do this. We're going to have to watercolor something. And we're going to need to do an accordion fold. I'm kind of thinking this more whimsical one might work out better for this. What if we Use that for the background. Where's the other more whimsical ones? This kit is so huge that it's hard to recall where everything is right off the bat. That one's kind of interesting. Not that. Oh, that might work. It's kind of the same vibe-ish. We might be able to make that work. Let me make sure those were all. Okay. Those were all from the first one. That was A. Let's look at B. Let's look at B. Oh, like, here's some musical. This is when my printer was starting to screw up. I had to clean it. Oh, that might not be bad either. Lots of options here. Probably not that one. That one might be okay. I tried to make sure there were all kinds in here. So there were all kinds of lovelies in different patterns. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I feel like we want to do that. We need to do some kind of an accordion fold. So how do we want to do that? I almost feel like what if we did that as the background and did this as an accordion fold by doing each one of these as individual little flips? Maybe not all of them, but maybe some of them. So we'll do that for the background, or should we do like, we could do one of these. Kind of like that. We could do them across here. I don't know how I want to do this. Or we could use this. But I actually feel like this lends to it better. Than maybe we could watercolor something in the sky, some birds or something. And maybe do a closure for this with brads. Okay, let's get moving here. What did I do with my scissors? Here they are. Okay. Scissors, scissors. I want to turn this off here. I almost feel like this needs backed. It probably should be. Let's back it with something. Ta-da! All kinds of crazy things are going through my head this morning. I watched Bitty Penny this morning. I didn't get up in time to watch Die this morning. I almost feel like we'll cut this down after we've attached this and after we've watercolored it. Right? What if okay, let's do these into strips. I was gonna back it first before I cut it, but I didn't. It's too late now. Because this is how quickly and easily I get distracted these days. Not good, not good at all. Okay. I'll just have to get some and back it. What do we want to back it with? Should we just back it with white cardstock? Because we have plenty of that these days. Because I was printing lots of printables this week. Okay, let's just use these. Alright. Let's just glue these down onto here. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I feel like I want it in one long strip. So let's glue these together. Okay, let's glue this down. Can you see me now? It would help if I was like in frame, wouldn't it? Why weren't you yelling at me? Say, hey lady, get in frame. We can't see what you're doing. Ooh, I think this glue is almost out finally. It's getting down there. Getting down to the nitty gritty. As I may have said, I've been binge watching Hazel lately, and watching all the interviews that she's done, and found a lot of like really great, cool, new to me creators, which I'm really thrilled about. You know, I kind of watch the interview and think, oh, I think I kind of might jive with this person. I want to see what they're making. I want to see what they're doing. You know, then you kind of get FOMO, like, if you're not watching. But it's so hard to watch everybody. I agree. And she says that a lot. You know, it really is very hard. It's very difficult to watch everybody. I was really like stressing myself out about it. But then I've decided I'm going to try to watch. You know, a lot of people are on multiple times a week, including myself. I'm on, you know, every day of the week and twice on Sunday. No, not really twice on Sunday, but I am on every day of the week. And I totally get it if you can't catch every one of my videos. You know, it's a lot. You know, I hear you on that. It is a lot. So, you know, and if you do catch everyone, just bless your heart, because, you know, I don't know how you do it. But, and I know some of you do, like Norma does. She leaves me comments. When Dawn was on, she used to, um, you know, watch them and leave me comments. I think Karen catches a lot of them. She leaves me comments and stuff. And so there are, you know, some people that do, and some people may and don't leave comments, and you know, that's okay too. That's fine. I just appreciate anybody who watches me make all these mistakes and not know what I'm doing most of the time, right? But I mean, here we go again. I have no clue really if this, what I have in my head, if this is even going to work out. We're about to find out. Yeah, we're about to see. But yeah, so I was watching, what was I saying? I was watching Hazel this morning. Her and Caroline had done some gorgeous dyeing on their own, and she was kind of doing an update to that, which I much appreciated, because some people wouldn't have done that, and they would have just, you know, if it didn't work out exactly like they thought it was going to, they would have just been like, oh well, you're on your own with that, figure it out. You know, and hopefully not, but some people would be like that. So I appreciate it, because I've never dyed fabric like that, and I've been really interested in it, and I'm gonna try it, because I have some leftover tie-dye. I think during COVID, or maybe right before, Sophie and I had gotten some tie-dye, like a tie-dye kit, and I know that there's dye left over in it, and I need to use it because it's not going to last forever. It'll go bad. So I was really glad that she did the update and talked about how you need to rinse it out, and you probably shouldn't put it all in the dryer together and things like that. You know, lessons learned. You know, that's how we learn. We live and learn, you know. And, you know, if you're willing to share, you know, what you've learned through the process, so that somebody else, you know, potentially doesn't make the same mistake, then I just think that's really, really nice, and kind, you know. Saves me time, and it will save others time as well. So, okay, so I'm just kind of creasing those at each one of these. Now, here's my thought. If we glued that, oh, I should have left a tab. I can add a tab on that end. If we did this like this, then, oh, we didn't add one here. Hold on. Let's put a bendy one here. Like right there. Okay. Then it would flip, kind of, right? So if we put a bendy thing there, and we left it loose. Wait a minute. Did I not bend that one right? I actually think I need one more. I need to add one here. And then I could go like that. I don't know. Maybe I need to make another. because maybe we need him like this. Like that. And then they would fold out like that. Right? So if I put a thing there, then we could fold these out like a book. That could be the back. So we wouldn't need one there. We could fold these out like a book. And put a thing here. And then we could use a brad to close this. So maybe we put this onto a journal card or something. And then put it in a pocket. This is what I'm thinking. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay. We're going to need a rather large journal card. Journal card. You know what we could do? We could watercolor the back of this. Let's do that. See, it eventually comes together. It might take me a minute, but it does come together eventually. All right. We're going to do, let's glue these together. That. Those two. Those two. Those two. Okay. And that would be the back, so we don't really need this. But we are going to need kind of like a spine to keep this together, right? Like a spine to make it into like a little book. Okay, let's put that there. Okay, and then kind of give this a little bit of give. And then we're going to glue that there. There. And then this will open like a book. Right? So cute. So we took the quilt and made it into like a little book, accordion book. Okay. Like that. All right, and then we need to figure out, well, maybe we could just decorate this and then not need this. Or we could make a pocket. What do we want to do? We need to make up our minds. Will you help me make up my mind, please? We could do some kind of pocket. I just feel like we need to watercolor on something. Maybe it doesn't need to be that big. we could actually make one of these the pocket. Put it across there. Tuck this in. Tuck it in. I kind of like that idea. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. We're going to glue this down, make this a pocket. I love using this purple. Purple, purple, purple. Oh my gosh, yesterday I was working on November's. Oh shoot. I think we need to glue this down. Hold on. Oh, we didn't do Brad yet though either. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm not going to stress. No stressing in crafting. Because it's just paper and we'll figure it out, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. I just have to like it. Or not. And some of them I think I've liked all of them so far, but some I've liked more than others. But really I have liked all of them so far. So that's pretty good. I have liked the way they've all turned out. Sometimes I don't know where they're going, but I have liked all the way that they turn out. Okay, we did that. Let's trim this down. Trim it down. Trim it down. Bitty Penny was having my issue this morning with songs. Everything she said reminded her of a song. It's like, welcome to my life. Everything that I say reminds me of a song. This is my life. Okay. Oops. Wait. I put glue on that and then I didn't glue it down because why? I don't know. I'm a crazy person like that. Okay. Here we go. All right. Do that. Do this. Gotta love it. It's gonna cover up this, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. Okay. Let's glue this down here. Yes, I know we're making another pocket, but this just isn't any pocket. This is a pocket out of part of a quilt. Okay. All right. We've got that. We have this. I feel like this needs to be fancier. Fancy Nancy. Let's... Oh, you know what? I didn't... We probably need one on the back. I don't think I have any more. Ruh-roh. Because I'm not going to glue this down now. What do we want to do about that? We're going to cover it up with something. Do a little Mod Podge of things back here. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Let's just... We'll make this one work. It's the back. Okay. We'll do that. Let's do that. I was watching something today and they were talking about home ec And I was remembering fondly when I took home ec, and also it made me a little bit sad because um, because kids these days don't they don't get to take home ec, right? So, like, my kids, they didn't get to take home ec and shop, and like those things were the first things when schools started cutting programs. Those were the first things that went, and it makes me sad because I think that they're important. And and I was lucky enough that I learned how to do those things even without home ec, but not everybody is lucky enough, Not everybody is lucky enough to be able to learn how to, sew because their, mother teaches them. Maybe their mother doesn't know how to sew, you know? So, I want to cut that right there. I'm going to make this like the cover for the spine here. It's like we're making a little bitty book, kind of, in our own way. In our own way, we're making a little bitty book. A little bitty. Alright, let's put glue on this. Put this here. Yeah, that works. Kind of cute. And it's not exactly even. It's kind of a rough book, but it's cute. This needs some kind of finish. Or trim, maybe? Maybe we'll trim it a little bit. There we go. That works. It's a very rough book, but I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay. But anyways, I can remember in home ec learning how to sew and learning how to, like use a sewing machine, how to bake. We learned how to make cinnamon rolls with Bisquick. I can remember doing that. And I remember like being so happy that I knew how to do something and going home and having my, mom get me the ingredients and then making them for my family. And then that became like my thing. I would make cinnamon rolls on the weekends for everybody and they loved them and, so it made me feel good. Because not everybody is like academically inclined, right? And I was okay at school. I didn't love school. I went more like Sophie does for the social aspect of it than, pretty much anything. But, I just feel like they took away everything that wasn't academics, and that leaves a lot of people, kind of out. And I don't think that's right because not everybody, not everybody that's their thing, right? So it makes me sad that those kind of things are gone. And I remember in shop, like making like a plaque and for my father's desk, and you know, giving it to him for, you know, a holiday. I don't know if it was Father's Day or what it was, and him being so tickled that I had made it, you know, and learning how to work all those machines. And you know, like, you know, my dad wasn't a wood maker. You know, he did have a lot of like tools and things like that, but um, you know, I hadn't learned how to use them really. It probably at that time wouldn't have occurred to him to teach me, even maybe because I was a girl, you know. That's typically back then was thought of to be, you know, like a more of a boy thing. Boys were, you know, supposed to be better at shop or whatever, but you know, now they wouldn't get away with that. Because girls are just as good at those things as boys are. And but you know, that was just the way people looked at things then. But yeah, I just, you know, I like it when when people say things sometimes that kind of take me a trip down memory lane. You know, like the thing about my grandma the other day, and then I was thinking about home ec, and you know, I appreciate that, the little reminder. Sometimes we get lost in the sauce, you know, and my memory has just never been good. And it partly has to do, well, it has to do with a lot of things. That I'm, you know, menopause has to do with that. Everybody knows your brain gets all screwy, and a part of it has to do with, you know, my depression, my PTSD, and my anxiety. All those things make your memory pretty much crud, mush. So that's why I make lots of lists, and try to get things, you know, not put them off. I try to get things done here and now. I probably maybe over obsessed with things sometimes. I can remember Biddy Penny asking me, how do you make those journals so quickly? I'm like, because I obsess over them. If I don't, you know, I'm trying to learn not to obsess over them. But, you know, a great, huge part of me wants to, like, you know, get it done and get it done now. But I have gotten better about that. And I'm getting better at doing more than one thing at a time. Okay, so we've got this little book now that's a zigzag, or an accordion fold, right? It was an accordion. We made it into a book, a little booklet. I feel like it needs lace. Let's get some paper lace. We just need to zhuzh it up a little bit. Let's get a piece of paper lace. We have a nice little piece here. Yeah, that would look cute. Let's put that on there. Just to zhuzh it up a little. We still haven't done the whole Brad thing either. Don't think I have forgotten that, because I haven't. I'm trying to think about how I want to do it. Okay. Let's cut that off. So cute. Should we put another piece back here? No. Could put a dangle from it. Let's see if I've got, look at this. These are from Kim's printables, from Kim Newberg. Look, there's purple lace, and it's so pretty. She had this whole printable of these, like, colored That might be interesting. No, we're getting too complicated now. But we do need to figure out how we're going to do Brad. Maybe we make a belly band and hold it together with a brad. What if we did that? Oh, we might be able to. Wait a minute. What if we used this? Would this connect? It would. That would be really pretty. Let's do that. Let's grab a brad. The purple one. Since this seems to be the purple page, we're going to get a little bitty purple one. There we go. Okay. That's perfect. We might make it a little bit looser. Let's put it like right there so that it's easier to slide on and off. Okay. We'll do that. Let's get our handy dandy little thing here. And put a thing right there. Put this through. And we're going to open it up. Just like that. There's our brad. You see it. To hold us together. And then we're going to slide it. Oops, wrong way. We're going to slide it over this to keep our little book closed. And then we'll tuck it in the pocket. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so we got that done. I feel like we still need to do watercolor. Should we? Let's just get a piece of watercolor paper. We're not going to use that. We'll use a piece of watercolor. How much time we got going on? 44 minutes. Yikes. Alright, so we got to kind of hurry. What did I use on the watercolor stuff? Let's just do... We'll use maybe pencils. Okay. Oh my gosh, these, I have so much trouble getting these apart. Like, I feel like they make this more difficult than it really needs to be. I'm just not good at this part of it. And I can't see well enough to separate them. There we go. Come here. All right. Okay, so once again, my microphone turned off. So, and I didn't notice it until the very end. So the last good little bit of this, I don't have any sound, so I've got to do this voiceover. So I apologize because I know the sound isn't going to match, and there's just not a whole lot I can do about that. I am trying to rectify the situation. Hopefully next month this will be better because I'm going to try to get a different kind of mic. But, and hopefully I won't be turning that on at all. But anyways, so oh my gosh, look how dry my skin is. That is horrible. You see my arm with how dry my skin is, thanks to my thyroid. Lovely, lovely. And I even put lotion on this morning. Still doesn't help. Anyways, I apologize for that. So we're doing, we got our watercolor page. We rounded the corners. And we're going to do some kind of watercolor on here. I decided to pick some purple watercolor pencils, thinking that would be easier to do. And I kind of am holding them together and thinking in my mind, what would happen if we just drew with all these at the same time? Let's just find out, because, hey, we're just playing, right? We can just try to figure out whatever we want to do. And so that's what we do. And we're drawing just with all three colors and just a weird design all around the page. Then we're going to get some water, spray it on there, and use our brush and kind of try to soften it up and color it in a little bit. I was kind of thinking maybe it would give it a marbled effect, but it didn't really. And I was trying to like brush with the movements that I had made. But then I realized, the more water I put on it, the more the color would like kind of spread. So I added some more water. And now I'm trying to just get the color towards the edge and to fill in the background. And I'm realizing this really isn't interesting enough on its own, and I'm going to need to add something else to this. So I'm thinking in my mind, what else am I going to add to this? I could just put like, any kind of flower on here. I mean, I've kind of fulfilled the watercolor portion of this, but let's be fair. We need to put, something interesting in watercolor on here to fulfill the prompt, I suppose. Now that's something, I'm putting that on myself. You really wouldn't have to. That really does fulfill the, fulfill it. The obligation to the watercolor prompt. But, this is something I'm putting on myself. So now I'm using the hairdryer to dry it. Remembering to take it off of the mat, because the mat, if you leave it on there and try to dry it on, as I've learned, will warp. We don't want that. So we're trying to get it dry. And you can kind of see. Oh, then I think I talk about how I learned recently that a good way to remember the difference between hot press and cold press is hot press has been heated because it's been ironed, so it's smoother. And cold press has not been ironed, so it is a rougher paper. And I thought that was like an excellent way. It like really clicked in my mind. I've heard people talk about hot press and cold press before, but this time it finally like clicked. And I appreciate when people pass little tidbits like that on, because, it's impossible to watch everybody. And so if you hear something and you pass it on, like I just did, I heard it, I believe from Hazel, and I'm passing it on, that, maybe it'll get around to everybody eventually, right? Because not everybody watches the same people, and it isn't really impossible to watch everybody, everything of everybody's. I try to catch what I can, and I think, like I said before, I appreciate it when people catch mine. And I do, I feel honored because you're taking time out of your day to, watch something that I made. I'm really nobody. So, I appreciate it when people watch and comment and all that good stuff. So, all right, we're getting this dry, and I'm realizing, you can't really see this background now, hardly at all, because it's faded out so much. And I tried to put it up to the camera so you can kind of see, but I'm not loving it. It didn't turn out the way I really thought it would. It's okay. Like, I'm not going to throw it away. We'll make the best of it. We've got to do something with it. So, what are we going to do? And should we draw something? No, I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab some actual watercolors and put a flower on there. Why not, right? There's flowers on the rest of it. It's kind of like a cool background. And let's see. Of course I got the shimmer ones because those are my favorite. I like shiny, glittery things. I know some people don't, but I do. The shinier the glittery, the better. And yeah, I get that there's a time and a place for it, but if you can use it, why not? Why not use it? So that's what I'm doing. I'm just making a simple little flower and trying to figure out what kind of flower I want this to be. Do I want it to be a daisy? I thought about leaving it like that. See, this is why I pause here, because that could be like a flower, and I could have done more across the page. So that could have been one way to go. I could have rounded it a little bit more at the bottom and put a stem on it and some flowers and been done. But no, I decided I'm going to just make it a daisy because that's simple, and that's something I know that I'm capable of making. So why not? Why not? And I'm just going back in and trying to darken it up a little bit. Trying to give it a little bit of definition. You know, I'm no artist. And watercolor definitely isn't my thing. If you want to see somebody watercolor, go watch Karen McCoy. Although she doesn't really watercolor very much anymore. And I'm kind of sad about that because that's why I started watching her, really. It was because she was watercoloring and she was doing things that other people weren't doing. So I hope eventually I know she's trying a bunch of things out, you know, and I think we all do that, right? We get bored of doing the same thing all the time, and so we want to do something different. And, you know, I just think we have to, she's definitely, watercolors like her thing. And so I hope eventually she goes back and incorporates that into whatever it is she's doing. And I decide I can use this like turquoise color for the stem because it's whimsical and why not? And I just saw something fly through and it was, I'm pretty sure, a bee. So I'm not too happy about that. And I haven't seen it again, so I'm not sure where it went. But, you know, it is what it is. This is looking very light. I'm trying to go in and get it a little bit darker and fill it back in. For sure. I hate that I have to voice over dub this. Just so irritating to me. I'm not happy with my microphone right now. I don't know why it keeps turning off like that. So, I don't know what it is about it. But, oh, now I decided I'm just going to put some, like, little grass down here to kind of ground it. My dog is over there waiting. He must need to go out. He's going to have to wait a minute. He doesn't normally come in here. He must be bored or something. He must be. Oh, I decided I better dry this before I add any more colors. And look at me drying it on the mat so that the mat will warp. Shame, shame, shame. Pick that thing up, lady. Come on, pick it up. There you go. I need somebody I need a little Jiminy Cricket yelling in my ear every once in a while, telling me the right thing to do. Sometimes my conscience be asleep. My little reminder guy, he's snoozing. It's not very nice of him. Now is it? Now I'm realizing this is drying, but it is still kind of light. So let's go back. Oh, we're going to try to add the middle to the flower. A little bit of yellow, gold yellow like. And please do not forget to thumbs up if you would. I would appreciate it very much if you'd be willing to do that for me. And leave me a comment. Do you watercolor? Let me know in the comments if you like to watercolor or if it's not really your thing. Some people like it and some people, I think some people are a little bit afraid of it, but it's actually pretty forgiving. Has been my experience anyways so far. And like I said, I'm no expert at all. I'm very much, this is not really my thing. I'm just giving it a shot because it's one of the prompts. And it is something I'd like to get better at. And, you know, that comes with practice. And I haven't watercolored in a minute. I've been busy doing other things. So, you know, the only way to get better at something is to, you know, keep practicing at it. And so I have been remiss in not following through with practicing on it as much as I should. I'm just trying to outline that a little bit more, give it a little bit more depth so you can kind of see the flower and doesn't blend into the background as much. And I decided I better darken up this stem and leaves a little bit as well. So I'm just trying to do that. Fill it in. And I'm donezo. I don't know when I finally decide. Oh, I know that it's after we go through the prompts, actually, that I figure out that the microphone's off and it's not recording anymore. Oh, I'm going to punch a hole in this because we just need to make it a little fancier. And I need to find, here you're going to see my arm again. I'm going to find I found a piece of fabric to put through and make a little tie at the top. Purple polka dots. Gotta love it. All the purple fans out there will really love this page. Oh my goodness. Purple used to be my favorite color a long time ago. It was my mom's favorite color. Matter of fact, her handle that she kind of went by in the digital world was wearing purple. That was what she went by. I was trying to figure out where the heck the prompt cards went. Of course, they were tucked in the book. So we're going to see if we have done all the prompts. So color is quilt. We used the purple quilt. And so we achieved that. The action was watercolor. We watercolored the flower and the background, which you can see sloppily in the background. Don't love the background, but I like the flower. Flower's fine. Accordion, we made the little accordion book, which that turned out really good. Yeah, did an accordion fold and kind of made the little booklet. I liked that. That turned out good. Better than the last time I tried to do accordion. Last time and I was going to do that this time until I realized I could probably make it into a book. We used a brad to hold the belly band together that keeps the book held together. So, cute little book. Little watercolor. And then I'm like looking at the prompts and realizing, oh, I better write them down. We need to write them on the back. I don't know. I'm talking about something. I'm moving my hands around, talking with my hands as usual. Oh, I might be talking about the fact that I made another pocket, which I'm trying to stay away from pockets because I seem to make them a lot. But I'm going to have to challenge myself to try not to make a pocket. There we go. We're going to write them down now. And so the element was a brad. Well, it says brads, but I only used one, but that's okay. The make was accordion fold. The action was watercolor. And the color was quilt. And there we go. Now we have them down. That way, if anybody ever wants to know what that page was, that's what it was. I'm showing you that I put the cover on. I used a piece of my paper that says "You Are Beauty" because I just love it and I felt like it went. I put the deer prompt in September, and I used another piece of paper on the back and used my little stamp logo thing. And I also put the word list, the prompt color list, in the inside page of the front so that you could see that. Since I'm making one every month, I'm trying to make some things about them coherent and cohesive, not coherent. Ugh. And so those are a few of the things that I'm trying to do. In the first one I didn't put the prompts on every page, and I wish I had. I might try to go back and do that. I don't know if I could or not. I don't know if there's a space on every page, but I could go back and try to do that. I might work on that. Because I do like that idea of having them already on. Oh, I know where they're. I actually wrote them all down, and I write them all down in my calendar every day too, so that if anybody's ever like, hey, what was the prompt for such and such day, I can go back and tell you what it was. And I'm talking about how many pockets I made and how if I was making just a regular book, I wouldn't have put as many pockets in a row like that. But then I love each one of them. I really love this book, and they're all different. And, in journals, we do use a lot of pockets because, that's where you put things is in pockets. But, yeah, so I think here in a second that the sound should come back on. There we go. Here it is. And it's coming back on right now. Once again, I just realized that my microphone turned off. This is really kind of irritating me. I have no idea how long it's been off. So now I'm going to have to go back and fix that. So there is going to be a voiceover in this, and I apologize because I have no idea how long it was off. And, luckily I didn't talk about anything too important. Ay. Remember that crafting is cheaper than therapy, and we get to make really cool friends and really cool things. And until next time, I will catch you later.